the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
And once again, we're glad you've joined us here at the Londonderry Bowling Center in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy, another edition of Candlepin Skins. And stick around because the way things have been going here lately, it's been very, very exciting down to the finish. Of course, the top two qualifiers move on every week, and that second spot has really been contested.
That's right. It's been 4 weeks in a row now, and it's been decided with 3 pins or less each of those 4 weeks. So it's been exciting. At Candlepin Bowling, the gist of competition is still there, even in the skins format.
Winning the close battle for second place last week was Chris Boisvert, and he is now making his 6th consecutive appearance.
He keeps finding a way to come back.
All right, Chris Boisvert and Joe Ashline returning for this week. They will be joined by Bob Kelly from Stoneham, Massachusetts, and Dave Driscoll from Somerville, Massachusetts. And here's how we do it here on Candlepin Skins, a review of the rules. Our 4 bowlers compete individually 1 box at a time. Each box has a dollar value assigned. That's the skin. And the high score in each box wins the skin. If the high score is a tie between 2 or more bowlers, then the dollar value carries over to the next box. The top 2 bowlers in total pinfall, as I mentioned, will return the following week. So there's unlimited opportunity to return as long as you finish first or second. $10 in each of the first 3 boxes of each game, $15 in the next 3, $25 in boxes 7, 8, and 9, and the 10th box in each of our 2 games worth $50. We will be back to start this match on Candlepin Skins right after this timeout. Don't go away. Back we are and ready to go here on Candlepin Skins. Chris Boisvert and Dave Driscoll first on the line. Chris Boisvert, 6th consecutive week. Dave Driscoll making his first appearance with us here on the Winds.
He leaves himself the 1, 7, and 8. Chris will shoot at the half Worcester.
Almost for Dave. Chris takes a 9. As does Dave Driscoll. So we are underway here. Bob Kelly, the left-hander. No action on the back row. Joe Ashline for the skin. No. That wood may have to be removed.
It's going to have to be, and Bob Kelly will try to get a 10 box here because he figured maybe, yes,
there it is.
Save the skin.
That may be enough to win it. Although, if that piece of wood is out of play, then Joe may have a shot at an easy 10. There's Bob's 10.
Yeah, and it is out.
So Joe should have a clear play here on that wood and the 4-pin. For the carryover. And there it is. So box number 2 will be worth $20. This is a busy time of year for us here with our Candlepin bowling action every weekend. Oh, big strike, Dave Driscoll. He looks to be very much at ease here in the early going.
Little unorthodox in his style. He actually comes off the right foot, which is normally the left foot is the sliding foot for a right-hander, but seems pretty comfortable doing it his way. Chris Sargent, where did he come from?
Another pretty good young bowler.
You know, I was thinking about that. We go back and talk about some of just the young bowlers we've had on this year.
Right,
and the streaks that they've had. Here's the strike by Dave Driscoll. Sets him up for a possible skin.
A couple of guys up now who can throw a lot of strikes, though. Joe Ashline, and he almost got it. The 7-pin came back, but
I think he gets more joy out of taking it away from someone than winning it himself. That little grin when he does that.
But he didn't take it away from Dave Driscoll that time.
No.
That's a $20 skin for Dave. And a spare for Joe Ashline on the single. Almost. Another 10 for Bob. So the third skin now worth, or rather the third box, I should say, worth $10. A near miss there. Wow, that ball hit on both sides of the 9-pin. Bob Kelly shot.
Chris Boisvert on lane 30.
Missing the headpin. Dave Driscoll on a strike. Nope. Almost. Did he get it? Almost for Dave. 9 fill on the strike. 10 bucks for Chris. And likewise for Dave Driscoll. So it'll take a mark to win the skin here in the third. Not exactly spare leaves here. Boy, that 7-pin looked like it came about 2 inches up off the deck, didn't it?
It did.
Third 10 in a row for Bob Kelly. And it's an 8 for Joe Ashline. So the 10s carry over. Watch the 7-pin in the corner. Up and back down again. Dave Driscoll back on the headpin and another near strike. Chris Boisvert looking for his first mark. He has not had a lot to shoot at yet. Dave Driscoll has another mark, a spare this time.
Oh,
so does
great
Chris.
shot.
Fine shot. That was a tough shot. It looked easy because of the way it went down, but it was not.
No.
Joe Ashline will be next to throw, but he'll have to wait until Cindy Sissom does a little house cleaning down by the pins. Cindy handling that duty for us, as she always does, in addition to working the big scoreboard here for the bowlers and fans here at the Londonderry Bowling Center. Joe Ashline gets the extra pin this time. Set up pretty well for him, I would say.
Take a strike by Bob Kelly to win the skin outright, so we'll have a carryover. Spears by Chris and Dave already up there, and now probably Joe.
Yep. Oh, let's see one time. No. Bob does not have a mark yet. $9. Chris Boisvert, Dave Driscoll, each filling spares here. Big 9 drop. Nothing touched the 5 though. Dave Driscoll just 4. Oh, a missed single. $10 for Chris, 57.5. 9 for Dave, 61.5 for him. Bob Kelly. Boy, that was a good ball. Oh, my word.
Saw that coming all the way.
His first mark, and it's a big one. Oh, but Joe Ashline takes the money away. Oh, and they're just having a little fun about that over the ball rack. The strike to take the skin away. And we will take a break here on Candlepin Skins. Lots more to come. Don't go away. Ready to go once again. Now got a 4-box carryover working. $55 skin. Wow. Dave for the spare. Gave it a run. Nope. Chris has missed a couple of shots in this game that we've come to expect him to make, I guess, even at the age of 19, based on the great poise that he has shown while he's been here.
Now that one he actually hit the object pin, but he was just a little full. Bob Kelly and Joe both working on strikes now. First Joe Ashline. Only got a 9 showing for the skin.
Oh, almost a double.
Let's see something if Bobby Kelly throws a strike here. No, easier for Joe being the single pin.
Got it.
His spare.
Is it enough for the skin? And yes, it is. That'll be a $55 skin for Joe Ashline. And a 9-box for Bob Kelly. No, once again, Joe Ashline is in the lead, but look at the other scores. There's 4 pins separating the other 3 bowlers. $25 skin here in the 7th. Chris Boisvert on the 2 and the 7 for the spare. Dave Driscoll everything but the head pin. And the 10. Well, Bob might have had an easier shot had the 2 pins stayed up. Joe Ashline, another 9.
Watch out. Watch out.
Yes, for the strike. And to win the skin. And Bob Kelly converts the spare. Fine shot. So Joe Ashline, who had $225 in skins prize money last week, is off to a good start this week. Another look at Bob Kelly's spare.
Diamond lead for Dave Driscoll. And thin hit for Chris, and only got, what, 4 on the spare.
Oh, great. Ooh, looked like a pretty good shot on the diamond for Dave, but it didn't carry. 9 boxes for both Chris and Dave. Joe Ashline working on a strike, Bob Kelly on a spare. Joe's got a pretty good string going right now.
And Joe's got an angle on the wood in front of the, next to the 3-pin. He has to be careful because he throws so hard the ball's going to take off and might not catch the 7.
Well, you know, it looked like he let up just a little bit on that ball, which probably was a very good play. You and I have discussed that before, Dan, how, you know, a guy who's accustomed to throwing the ball fast all the time, sometimes it's difficult for them to change speeds.
That's right. You lose some of the accuracy sometimes.
Just caught it with the wood in the back.
That spare was enough to win the skin for Joe in the 8th frame, so he's won the 6th, 7th, and 8th box skins, and really building up a commanding lead in the total pinfall race, too.
Oh, big ball for Chris Boisvert. Somehow the 5-pin is still up.
Last time Chris missed the 5-pin for a spare in this lane. I tend to believe he's not going to miss it twice in a row.
Right you are. Oh. Another near miss for Dave Driscoll.
Dave got the skin in the 2nd box, and then it's been carryovers until Joe Ashline's won last 3.
Yeah, Bob Kelly and Chris Boisvert are still waiting to get on the skins tote board. Joe's been taking almost all of it so far. Bob will have a look at the diamond. Joe Ashline has 5 marks in a row. And a chance for 6.
Very good chance with a wood angle behind the head pin. Another piece of wood in front of the 10. So if he's on the head pin, he should get that for a spare.
Bob missing on the diamond. Oh, Joe's got it. 6 in a row. A 9 box for Bob. Well, the same pattern continues. Joe Ashline piling up a lead, and the other 3 guys slugging it out for 2nd. Advantage Chris Boisvert right now because he has the markup in the 9th. That box of carryover, of course, with the spares, and so we now have a, as you just saw, $75 skin here in the 10th.
Dave Driscoll leaves the 4 horsemen to the right.
Big break there for Chris Boisvert as he looked like he was going to possibly get a half Worcester on that ball and wound up taking 7. But missing the spare opportunity. $10 for Dave, 108. 9 for Chris, 115. Joe Ashline, oh, now he's going to have to work if he's going to get his 7th mark in a row. Just a 3 fill on that spare. You might have heard Joe, he doing his own commentary as soon as he let the ball go. And Joe will take a 6 box, a 149, good for the overall lead. And Bob Kelly takes a 10. He's got a 109, so a great battle for 2nd again, as has been the pattern here the last several weeks. There are the scores. After game 1, we're going to have a big carryover. It'll be worth $85 when we start game 2 after this word. We're back here on Candlepin Skins, and for those of you who've been wondering since the 6 box, will they make the correction on that scoreboard? Yes, we did. It was a 10 for Chris Boisvert in the 6th, So the score as it now reads is correct, 116, not 115 as we had mentioned earlier. Joe Ashline in the overall lead at 149. Great battle for second. Here's how the skins money has been doled out so far. Joe Ashline taking the bulk of it to this point. Chris and Bob have yet to get on the board, hoping to do so here in game 2. So, you mentioned at the top of the show, Dan, the last 4 weeks, 3 pins or less have decided second place. We may be headed to a similar finish today.
One, 2, 4, and 9 pins for Chris. Ooh, that ball came flying in front of the 9 pin.
Don't forget, tomorrow at noon from Park Place Lanes in Wyndham, week 2 of the Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions. Let's see what happened with this ball. Off the sidewall and right in front of the 9. Dave Driscoll. Good pocket hit, and look at the lead.
My.
Oh.
8 and 9.
Gonna need some help from the curtain. Didn't get it. That's really about your only play on a shot like that.
Yeah,
just throw it as hard as you can. And
unless you were in San Francisco, maybe hope for a tremor or something, but that's...
Good concentration to get both singles, though, for the 10 bucks.
That was a pretty good ball.
Bob Kelly just missed the head pin, not by very much.
4 horsemen left, 1, 2, 4, and 7. Piece of wood in the back probably won't come into play.
We're down to just 2 weeks now before our...
That was a 10 for Bob. This keyboard is really sticking today.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I figured there had to be a reason.
I didn't realize it was sticking way back in that 6th frame.
Wow. Well, unless Joe makes a shot here, we will have another carryover. And we've already had a carryover from the first game.
Well, Joe was trying for that spare.
$8. So another carryover, and now the second box will be worth $95. The 1, 2, and 9 with no playable wood. But a couple of pieces in the channel that may help if he's able to kick something over there. Nope. As I started to say a moment ago, we're just 2 weeks away now from the start of the New Hampshire All-Events State Championship coverage here on the Winds of New England. It'll be in the Saturday time slot, this time slot. 2 weeks from today at 12 noon, we'll begin our coverage first of the women's final, which will run for 2 weeks, and then the men's final for 2 weeks. 2 6-game matches spread over 2 weeks each. Dave Driscoll gets the break this time and takes advantage of it.
Spare up for that $95 skin.
Nope. Bob's going to have to show us one here. Playing the inside and went a little too far inside. Played it there again and almost made it. $9.
So it's Dave Driscoll's skin unless Joe Ashline can do something about it. Dave and Joe have won all the skins so far. Oh, and Joe's got another one with the strike. $95. He is already at $200 for the day. He had $225 last week. Wow. Just a little tap on the 8.
Yeah, just enough to knock that 8-pin out of there.
That's 9 skins for $200 already for Joe Ashline. 9 out of a possible 11.
Yeah, Chris has got the 9-pin, but he's got a roadblock in front, I believe. He's got to take the wood.
Oh, wow.
$28 after 3. Take a look at that one. Watch the wood come off the left sidewall. Dave on a spare, coming back.
Oh, yes.
Big break.
Except the wood turn. Let's see where that ends up. Well, moved back in pretty good shape for him, it would appear. Got it. 2 marks in a row for Dave Driscoll. This is a $10 skin here in the 3rd. Wow, triangle, but look at the wood in front. Just no chance. And now the 10. Bob's had kind of a tough day. Running 4th right now. But
Still within striking distance, though.
well within striking distance.
Joe working on a strike. Joe working on a strike.
I'm chuckling because Dave Driscoll's got to be thinking, oh, sure, now you throw the 1. Last box, he threw a strike to take $95 away.
Dave's got to spare up now, though. Oh, he almost took it away from him there.
A 9 fill for Joe.
So Dave Driscoll will take that skin in the 3rd.
It's a $10 skin, and Joe and Dave have all the money still to this point. Chris Boisvert back on the head pin and kicks out the 7. Looking for his first mark of this 2nd game.
Yeah, be careful this wood, though.
Yeah, important mark there for Chris.
Spare in the 4th.
Chris finding himself in the rare position of having to come from behind. Dave misses the head pin. He'll have the 4 horsemen left plus the 9. And almost. $10.
53 through 4 for Dave. Let's see the bottom. He leads Chris by 7.
Bob Kelly has another triangle, this time without a roadblock.
2, 4, and 5.
Yes.
Oh, off the wall.
Had to wait. Yep. Had to wait on it.
A little heavy on the 2-pin, but he got a nice kick off the left sidewall. Watch this.
That creates a possible carryover, except for Joe. And he almost did it again. This time a 9-drop. I think you're right, though, Dan. I think Joe likes very much being in that 4th position. Gets the spare.
It suits him, too, because he can throw a strike anytime he gets up there.
Right. So this 5th box will now be worth $30. And 3 of our 4 bowlers will be working on spares. Chris Boisvert is one of them.
3, 6, 4, 7. No wood.
Seven. Dave Driscoll right back on the head pin, but not much to show for it.
5, 8, and 10. Let's see where the wood settles down. Now, it's got to take a piece of the wood out front.
Oh, he got it. Good shot for Dave. The wood being out that far helped him.
Off the 10 pin and over to get the 8. Ball continued through for the 5. Bob Kelly working on a spare.
6, Phil. And he ran it down for the spare.
He stays within striking distance of both Chris and Dave. 3 behind Chris, 7 behind Dave.
And Joe Ashline in that same spot again. Strike for the skin, or it's a carryover, and it will be another carryover. 8 on the fill for Joe.
Already over 200 after 14 boxes.
And another mark. That is 10 marks in 15 boxes for Joe Ashline. He's the leader, but a great battle for second, and we'll be back with more of it on Candlepin Skins after these words. We are back, and Chris Boisvert with a 6-week run on the line. As of the moment, he is just 4 pins out of second place, but both Dave Driscoll and Bob Kelly are working on marks as they come up here in the 6th. Chris pulled that one just a bit. $10. A $45 skin here in the 6th. Now the next 3 bowlers working on marks. Big ball for Dave Driscoll. Drops 9. And another spare for Dave. That's 4 marks in the last 5 boxes for Dave Driscoll.
Bob Kelly's going to try to stay with him. See if he can catch him for second.
Oh my.
Through the middle, spread eagle.
And more importantly, just 4 on the fill. Oh, how about this? Oof. Bob is from Stoneham, Massachusetts. Works as a mail carrier for the U.S. Postal Service. And a fine 10 after the spread eagle. Gave it a run for the spare, too. Let's take another look at that. Cut the 3-pin over into the 4. Just didn't get any other action, though. Dave Driscoll's spare leads for the skin. And and it's looking pretty good right now, I would say. That is just a 2 fill for Joe Ashline. Joe doesn't really have to worry too much, I don't think, about fills at this point. He's got a pretty comfortable lead. Wow. Boy, he made that close. So give the $45 skin to Dave Driscoll. That's a great 10 right there. 2 great 10s there, Bob Kelly and Joe Ashline.
Yeah, historical show here if we have 2 bowlers that get shut out from skins.
Yes.
It's been all Joe and Dave as far as the skins money goes.
Several times we've had 1 bowler shut out, but never 2. Well, Chris needs to get some marks up on the board.
6, 7, 10. He's got all kinds of wood out in front.
Oh, wow. Nothing touched the 7. I thought maybe it was going to be the 10 that would create the problem. But instead, the 7 was still standing.
Four in the spare for Dave Driscoll.
And gets out with a no, it's a 10. I think he just got that 10 before he pushed the button.
Well, open box for Bob Kelly to work on. Needs to put a mark up trying to catch Dave for second. Still has to watch out for Chris. Oh,
that was a very good looking first ball, and look at that.
4, 7, 8, and 10. Trying to coax that wood to come out a little further so we can use that for the ball for the 10 pin, but
no. Just a 7. 2 10s up there right now for the skin. It's a $25 skin here in the 7th. Joe Ashline continuing to hold a comfortable lead. He will have at least probably a 30 pin advantage over second place and even more over third. After completing his action in this box, and if he picks up this single pin, he'll have the skin as well. There it is. 10 skins now, $225 for Joe Ashline. That's exactly what he had last week.
not too late for Chris, but he's got to start marking.
I was going to say, if things hold the way they are right now, Dan, not only will Chris and Bob be shut out of skins money, but they'll also be shut out of returning next week, as Joe and Dave are threatening to take it all here. Both pinfall and prize money. Eight box for Chris. Chris has just never been able to find the range today. Very unusual for him, just one mark in this game through 8 boxes. I'll tell you what, Dave Driscoll making his first appearance on television with us today, and he has looked very impressive.
Drop 9 there, leaves himself the 2-pin for another mark, and
no, not this time.
Wood almost came back, but that's not a costly miss yet, but that would have certainly put him in a position to shut out the other field, the rest of the field, I should say.
It could be, he could look back at it as costly later. There the ball that Bob Kelly has been waiting for.
It's looking a little more costly. Strike up for Bob Kelly in the 8th. Joe Ashline just cruising at 236 already with a spare up working. And there's a strike by Bob Kelly. 7-pin finally goes.
Oh, and Joe takes the money away. Joe took the money away again. Look at Bob. Dissed him. No high five from him.
So sorry.
Oh, that's funny. 9th box now, worth $50.
I was only trying to throw a 9-drop.
Joe apparently has decided it's okay if Dave wins a little money, but nobody else. Nope, Chris misses another spare. So it'll go as a 9, and Chris is running out of time. With Dave already ahead of him and Bob working on a spare, or rather a strike. Chris may be in a dire situation when he comes up for the 10th.
Well, 247, that's the good news for Dave. The wood is not, though. A tendency to leave this 7-pin standing.
Yep.
There it is. Leaves the door open for Bob Kelly and make one last run at Dave Driscoll for that 2nd spot.
Bob Kelly has 5 marks today, and every time he has marked, Joe Ashline has marked on top of him, including 2 strikes on top of Bob's 2 strikes.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Big ball here. Gets a 7 fill. It was an important ball to get as much as he could on the strike. And a nice 10 after the half Worcester. 10 leads for the Skin right now.
Pulls him to within 10 pins, 11 pins of Dave Driscoll.
Joe Ashline is lapping the field today. And there's another strike.
And the Skin.
$50 more. That's $275 now for Joe Ashline. Chris Boisvert needs strikes and a miracle.
Just, yeah. Being on this many weeks, you're bound to run into a week like this. You just hope that your worst ever effort is higher than what he's bowling. Sometimes you have those days, but I think he realizes just a little over 200 is not going to bring you back. He's had a great run, though.
He really has. A 96 and a 212 for Chris Boisvert, so his streak will end at 6 in a row. Great run, though, for Chris.
The battle now is between Dave and Bob.
And what's important here for Dave, not necessarily a mark, but pin count.
That's right. Bob is going to need a mark, but he may need a double strike.
Well, right now, Dave is 19 pins ahead of Bob. There you go. That's a big pin right there. So now Bob Kelly must throw spare strike or strike spare.
To tie.
To tie, right. Or he could throw a double strike and,
to win.
And take 2nd place. Certainly capable of doing that.
Well,
232 is the total for Dave Driscoll. Not to be. So Dave Driscoll will be coming back next week. And 9s are good for the Skin right now, but I have a feeling that's not going to stay. Joe's going to try and add another $50 to his
Contain your
winnings.
enthusiasm, Joe. I mean,
He's got a double strike working.
how about a triple?
There it is! Oh, my.
Oh, just
Dollars, a new record for skins money for Joe Ashline.
4.
Oh, wow. Oh, my.
And he's going to have a
This for,
tremendous total.
well, these two for 175. I'll have to settle for 174.
And 323.
Wow. Joe Ashline. Very impressive, number one. And how about Dave Driscoll? First time on television. He'll be back next week as well. There are 2 winners, not only of total pinfall, but also of all the skins prize money, too. We'll be back to tell you about it when we wrap it up in a minute. Well, we see one long streak come to an end today as Chris Boisvert is
Bowling this kind of format, that's just awesome bowling. That's all. Sure.
I have a feeling you're right. Let's check the numbers now for this one. It's Joe Ashline and Dave Driscoll on top of the leaderboard. They will both be Ashline with $325. That tops a $220 for Dan Murphy and the whole crew. I'm Doug Brown. See you tomorrow.